What does being physically fit means? Because we're talking about like there's a lot of stuff that I'm trying to cover on my channel, which is physical, mental, emotional, and sexual. I'm not saying that I'm perfect in all of those things. I'm just saying that it is better to have somebody like a buddy or like someone that you could have a journey with. And that's why we're having this community so we can check on each other and try to kind of like analyze what each others are doing, and of course, an outsider aspect of things, not just me, not just my opinion, but different people's opinion. This is from Medical News Today. I've just read this and I just thought maybe it is better to start with this and try to kind of like explore it, explain it in another way. Or if you have questions, I can actually answer your questions and help you through this fitness journey that you guys are starting. So what does being physically fit means? So maintaining a good level of physical fitness is important. However, it can be difficult to determine what fitness entails. Various components of physical health can be help determine physical fitness. Experts define physical fitness as one's ability to execute daily activities with optimal performance, endurance, and strength with the management of disease, fatigue, and stress, reduced sedentary behavior. So this is the term that I actually learned when I was like studying to become a professional personal trainer. Sedentary. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I've never heard of this word before. And sedentary means you're not doing anything. In harsher words, you're lazy. You're basically not walking, you're just sitting down and doing nothing. That's basically what it means. So basically, physical fitness, when I say these things, you grow old. Once you get old, there are things that you cannot do. Like, for example, walking for 30 minutes. When you were a child, you could actually observe, like, no matter where you sleep, you will sleep on the floor, you will sleep everywhere. You're going to be curved and, like in a very bad position, but you will wake up with nothing. Like, it's normal. Once you get to early 20s, or not even early 20s, late 20s, just imagine yourself, your late 20s. Once you sleep in a hard surface or you sleep weird, your neck is all, like contorted or something. When you wake up, you're going to have aches and pains. That's just our body deteriorating. And it will happen to everyone. It just depends on how early it's going to happen and how late it's going to happen. And that's why you have to have fitness in your life, is because to kind of like delay these things, delay the onset of things that you could have experienced earlier if you are not into fitness. Once you get older, there are things that you cannot do, that you cannot function because your body just wouldn't let you. For example, you can see this with athletes. You can see this with every athlete in the world. Once they talk about the prime, ibig sabihin ng prime, guys, ito yung tamang panahon na lahat ng lakas mo nasa peak ka ng iyong kabataan. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng prime. So when you're on your prime, things can just, you can recover with workouts. Like if you're working out or you just started working out, you can actually observe, or you can actually compare you when you're working out on your early 20s, even teenagers, and when you're working out, if you're 30, if you're 40 right now, when you work out today, it's not the same as before. Before, you can lift as heavy as you can, you're not going to have muscle soreness, or you're not going to have aches and pains the next day. But now, the more you age, the more you feel these things. It's because it's just the way it is. That's how our body function. And that's why we have to take care of it really, really bad. Mike says, true, most don't look after it until issues arises. And that's what I'm saying. Why do we always do something when it's already late? I've been here for 3 years. It's gonna be 3 years now. And anybody of you actually stick with your exercise. Ayan. But I'm not giving up on you guys. Ayan. I'm still gonna be here to actually push you and let you start. This is the thing. When you start and you couldn't continue it, you couldn't be consistent about it, it's actually fine. You can have take a rest, take refresh, or whatever you do, refresh your mind. Fast facts on fitness. Maintaining good physical fitness can help prevent some conditions. With exercise, body composition can change without changing weight. Athletes' hearts show different changes depending on their chosen sport. Exactly. And if you were going to ask about that, I could actually explore about what does it mean.
Open your mind.
I was watching Rick and Morty. It's still ringing in my head.
Open your mind.
But anyways, if you only do that, you could stop, you could start anytime. You don't have to wait for another new year to start. You can always start anytime. Muscle strength increases due to fiber hypertrophy. That means your muscles are getting bigger, and neural changes. And this is the most important. And I'm actually passionate about this one, cognitive training. It actually looks very dumb, the exercises that I'm trying to like explore with. But at the same time, it really is good. I do see and I do observe a lot of changes with my clientele. So I'm hoping to share it with you guys in the near future. And stretching to increase flexibility can ease a number of medical complaints. We're going to focus on stretching. I want to talk about this stretching part because this is really, 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 really important for everyone to actually start now, not like a right now. Stretching is something that has been changed like couple of years from now. The one thing is the static stretching. Static stretching means you stretch, like what we learned from school, stretching and then holding it for 10 seconds. And some people actually bounce when they're stretched. For me, even if you're hearing this and if it's the first time you're hearing it from ICEE, well, you're welcome. When it comes to stretching, when you start a workout or when you're going to start something that is physically involved, you want to have like a stretching that we call dynamic stretching. Dynamic stretching is a moving thing. Like you're stretching while you're moving. That's what you usually do. And not the static, not the bouncing stretching. Those are saved for the last when you're going home or when you're finished a workout. That's the new kind of like, at least in Japan, I'm still trying to share awareness about it because it's late here in Japan about our fitness. And a lot of people are still doing those bouncing, like you're bouncing, like you're stretching, you're bouncing like that. It's not good. There's nothing that I could look or I could have an article that I would say like, yeah, that's true. All of the research that I had and all of the things that I've learned throughout the years that I'm doing this job, static stretching is after a workout. And bouncing stretching is not good at all. And that's why I'm trying to get deep with this, guys. Stretching, if you're already doing it, do it properly. And there are many variation of stretching. But the one that I'm going to try to tell you to stretch is the moving. Like stretching and moving at the same time. You can actually see it. I've uploaded a lot of it. Beginners workout. You are getting old. And your muscles, it's getting short. Because especially now with all the technology that we have, even like sitting here, if you're a streamer, some streamers could stream 8 hours just sitting. That's shortening your muscles. If you're not walking, if you're just sitting the whole day, all the time, your muscles shorten. And when you get old, that becomes very, very fragile. And that's why you hear a lot of 60-year-old, once they fell over or they slept or they had like an accident falling to the stairs or whatever, you can actually have like a broken bone because your muscles are fragile. They're not being stretched. They're not being moved. And once you get old, everything, it's almost like, just imagine a rubber band, put it in the sun, it goes hard, and then you stretch them, it'll break. That's how I think of how our muscles are and how our body is. If you're not using range of motion, our body, our bones, our joints, if you cannot lift it 180 degrees, then there's something wrong. You're limited. And that's why stretching is very, very important. Do not be like me who at first I didn't like stretching because I just really think I don't need it. I feel healthy. I am healthy. I work out. And I lift weights. And also I want to kind of like have my muscle pumped up so I don't stretch. But you get injured. You can understand that, yeah, you accept that we are all going to get old. And then once you get into stretching, you're gonna feel the benefits little by little. Small things of those benefits does really matter. And for me, having a straight neck, my neck always bother me. So stretching my neck and doing my range of motion training actually does help that. So I hope you could actually do stretching little by little. Definitely follow me and subscribe so you can always be notified. Galing.